me tell you about a friend. It's Craig LeBlanc where the good times never end. Talking Parks and Rec, it's a show you gotta know. Welcome one and all to the Daily Parks and Rec Show. It's the Daily Parks and Rec Show.
Really, what was the element of keeping people at their wits' end? You know, they came to our parks, and that was their meaning. As you know, our parks, hit the high during COVID, and it just continues. And just to know that our parks is part of that community and, that connection. We are the most forward-facing department in our municipalities, over fire, over police. And you just think about, I'm so proud to be part of this community of professionals.
Welcome back to the Daily Parks and Rec Show, live from the 2025 NRPA Conference in Orlando. Today we have a special conversation with Cindi King, the incoming president of the North Carolina Recreation and Park Association. In this episode, Cindi shares her journey from growing up a self-proclaimed pool rat to dedicating her career to aquatics, leadership, and community impact. We dive into her vision for North Carolina Parks and Rec, her passion for teaching swimming as a life skill, and the powerful role that parks and recreation play as an essential service, from safety and wellness to community connection and economic growth. We'll also hear her reflections on this year's conference highlights, from inspiring keynotes to breakout sessions, and the power of networking that can last a lifetime. Stick around. This is an inspiring episode about leadership, legacy, and the future of parks and recreation. Let's get started.
All right, so we are live again. This is Craig LeBlanc with the Daily Parks and Rec Show, live from NRPA's National Convention here in Orlando, Florida, 2025. And I have a very special guest with us, the incoming president for North Carolina's Park and Rec Association, Cindi King. How are you doing today?
I am great.
How's your convention going so far?
Oh my gosh, it's incredible. Just being in Florida, I got to see Mickey Mouse and Pluto. I mean, it was great. It's been great. Yeah, couldn't ask for better.
Fantastic. Any takeaways so far from some of the messaging that you've seen?
Yeah, absolutely. The keynote, Amy Purdy, I mean, she blew us away. If you didn't take something away from her, resiliency, never give up. It was just incredible.
Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah. You have to be resilient in parks and recreation.
Absolutely.
There's always something coming at you or some fire you got to put out every day before lunch.
Yes. Every day there's something. I was putting out a fire this morning.
Yeah, definitely. So tell us a little bit about, so your and all president roles are all volunteer roles. So most of your Parks and Rec staff or associations are just run by the professionals of Parks and Rec volunteering. And so is this your first time volunteering for North Carolina Parks and Rec?
It is not. I have a long standing with the organization. I won't say what year it dates back, but pretty far back. Mm-hmm. We used to have region chairs and vice chairs, and I participated in that. And I've served on the executive board a couple of times. So this is my first stint as the incoming president and then president-elect, coming in to the next year.
And so what was it like serving on the board those years? What kind of decisions are y'all making? How do y'all actually help the association?
Right now it's mainly with programming. We're giving those tidbits of information of what the members need. And we have excellent staff with the North Carolina Recreation Park Association. And they've really hit the notch on offering our members some really top-notch quality workshops and things that just really hit home with us. So they have done really well. And we give input for that. Currently, we're working on a strategic plan.
Right. And so now as president, what's your kind of vision for this next year?
My vision is to maintain. That's going to be something that, we have some really new staff. So, just maintaining what they're doing right now and looking into the future, looking at what other state organizations are doing. I personally think North Carolina is leading the pack. We have the beaches to the mountains. So we have a lot of that in between stuff that we can really capitalize on. So just maintaining what we have, I think, is important.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because you've had some legends come before you, laid out some great groundwork. And
Absolutely.
you're trying to just keep it going.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right, so we have a video that we've made. I'm showing everybody. This is actually kind of the theme of Dr. Joshua, who's the incoming chair of his leadership, where he really wants to reframe Parks and Rec as truly an essential service. And so we made a gift. We give to the industry. You can find it on our YouTube channel. Anybody can use it. I'm giving everyone permission. You don't have to ask. It's yours. We built this for y'all. And hopefully you can play this to start some really good conversations to some elected officials that might be thinking that what you do in Parks and Rec is not essential, because it certainly is. So I'd love to get your feedback on this, Cindi, as soon as we come back.
Sure.
All right.
When we talk about essential services, what comes to mind? Police, firefighters, healthcare. But there's another essential service, often overlooked, yet always present: parks and recreation. Parks and Rec is health. It's the walking trail that lowers blood pressure, the recreation center where seniors fight isolation, the swim lessons that prevent tragedy before it happens. This isn't a luxury, it's a lifeline. Parks and Rec is safety, a playground instead of a street corner, a basketball court instead of trouble, a summer camp where every child belongs. It's not just about activity, it's about protection, prevention, and possibility. Parks and Rec is community, the festival that brings neighbors together, the cultural event that teaches respect and diversity, the open space where a city breathes. It builds bridges where division once stood. It gives people a reason to gather, to connect, to care. And Parks and Rec is economics. It strengthens property values. It drives tourism through events and trails. It saves on healthcare costs. Every dollar invested multiplies, feeding back into schools, into safety, into growth. Essential service is not just about survival, it's about thriving. And Parks and Recreation is where thriving begins. In wellness, in equity, in culture, and in joy. Parks and Rec isn't extra, it's essential. For our health, for our safety, for our communities, for our future. A message from the Parks and Recreation community.
All right. What are your thoughts?
Man, that hit home big time. As soon as the park bench showed, I got cold chills. It's just, coming out of COVID and knowing that our park system was what was the element of keeping people at their wits end. They came to our parks, and that was their meaning. And as our parks, hit the high during COVID, and it just continues. And just to know that our parks is part of that community and, that connection, we are the most forward facing department in our municipalities, over fire, over police. And you just think about everything that video said. And it is like, I'm so proud to be part of this community of professionals.
Yeah. And so what Parks and Rec meant to you as far as, why have you decided to dedicate your whole life to this industry?
Well, I think I told you in our last interview many months ago that I was a pool rat, and, I hung out at the pool many days out of the summer. And it was a natural flow in for me. I was the only girl on the baseball team playing Little League. And, my dad was an umpire, and, I just grew up with it. I grew up in a rural place. I rode horses and things like that. But, I was always affiliated with something parks related. I became a lifeguard. And then when I got to college, I was in, intramural sports. And it's just been a natural gravitation for me. So very fortunate to have landed, one of my first jobs in North Carolina as the aquatics director. So it's just been a natural fit for me.
Well, maybe speak about to those not familiar with aquatics in Parks and Rec or for any other reason. Why is aquatics and swimming just so important to run in your local communities?
Oh my gosh. So I still teach private lessons. I'm not going to say my age, but I still to this day teach private lessons. And I have so many people say, thank you for doing this because we need it. It's such an essential part in North Carolina. We have we have the beaches, we have so many lakes around, and just having that life skill. You can continue swimming for the rest of your life. You can swim when you're 100 years old. Just the whole dynamics of swimming. You can't run the rest of your life, but you can surely swim and get in the water. I've seen miracles done in the water with therapy, and having the aquatics at an early age. Like I said, I teach a number of kids in the summer, and those parents are still coming back to me saying, thank you. You have taught my kid a quality of life as far as, a skill.
Right. Yeah. And it really is a life-saving skill. It's fun. You can celebrate, but there might be a time where if you're not swimming, this might be the end of it. And this is something you can learn at a super young age.
Absolutely.
What age do you start teaching?
I start teaching at 3, but I did some 2-year-olds this summer.
Yeah.
They were a little challenging.
Fantastic.
But I had adults too this summer. I had 3 adults, and the moms they're like, do you teach adults? And I'm like, yeah, I do. I love the kids. My favorite's the 4 to 7-year-olds that are just learning. And, I still get so excited when they take their first stroke and are able to swim, just a minuscule, way. And the parents get excited. I mean, I have a kid that's special needs, and I taught him, he took off, I guess it was last summer, and both parents were in the pool, and we just started hugging each other. It's an incredible feeling.
Yeah. Fantastic. Okay. So let's switch gears a little bit and talk about the convention here and how's it going. And then maybe describe for people who haven't been to one, what's it like to walk into the vendor hall and see all these different companies that are able to help you serve your community.
So I have a new, he's not a new staff, but a new person to the NRPA this year. And as we were getting ready to walk in, I was like, get ready. It's ginormous. I remember my first time walking in, and I was just in awe. I mean, it was like a kid in a candy shop, just looking up and, seeing all the playground structures and just the amount of information that's just in that one room is incredible. Yeah. And, just the amount of resources that you can walk away with and say, oh yeah, I remember seeing that at the NRPA conference. I have a contact that I can call and, ask about a park bench or, whatever, so, just the plethora of information in that one room is just incredible.
Yeah. And how about the breakout sessions? And then we have to talk about the network and how important that is. But tell us about some of the other breakout sessions that you're attending.
So I've not had an opportunity to attend a lot of the breakout sessions yet. I did one yesterday that was just incredible. I had to go to a different luncheon yesterday, so I missed out. But the one that I went to was just incredible. The good thing about the breakout sessions is we're getting information from people from all over the country. So that's where I like to I always look to see where the speakers are from, because if they're from North Carolina, they're probably going to be presenting in our state conference, and we're lucky to have them. So I try to get to those speakers that I don't get to attend to, or they wouldn't come to North Carolina. But like I said, the one that I went to yesterday was just incredible. I've got my docket for the rest of the day today, and I'm looking really forward to it. It's just they seem to get better and better every single year.
Yeah. And then how about the networking? I know we talk about it a lot, but I think it's the people that you meet at these conventions can be resources for you to the end of your career. And like someone said the other day, you may be speaking to your next boss or your next promotion. So always network.
Yep.
What advice can you give to somebody that's coming new to this about how they can connect with people?
If you're sitting beside somebody you don't know, get their card.
That's it.
I came in on Saturday to see family, and on Sunday, we have the YPAR Women's in Parks and Recreation Facebook group. And I posted on there. I was like, hey, if anybody's in Orlando, I'm going to be heading over to Disney Springs. And I had a couple people, say, oh yeah, we may see you over there. Well, this one person hit me up. We rode together over there. We've got a connection now. I'm going to see one. She's actually on my docket for today to go. She's presenting. So she's a resource in my, in my wheelhouse now. So, don't be shy. Don't be shy. That's the key. That's the piece of advice I would give is don't be shy.
Yeah. Yes, that'll serve you well because Parks and Rec, like any other industry, is a contact sport, and it's who you know, and these can be tremendous resources for you.
Absolutely.
Any last remarks for the world of Parks and Recreation as we close out this episode?
You know what? Just keep doing what you do because we are rocking it.
Yes, absolutely. Well, Cindi, thank you so much for coming on the show today, and I appreciate your leadership, and good luck to your new year coming up as president.
Thanks. I look forward to seeing you again.
Yeah, well, have a great convention.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
At DPRS Media Co., we believe Parks and Recreation isn't just a service, it's the heartbeat of our communities. We exist to honor the people, the vendors, and the leaders shaping the future of Parks and Rec. Our mission is simple: to tell their stories, highlight their careers, and celebrate their essential work. Our vision is bold: to be the trusted hub where leaders, vendors, and communities unite, inspiring innovation, sharing wisdom, and building a stronger, healthier nation. Through over 220 live shows and 6 weekly series, the Leadership Series, Facility Maintenance, Young Professionals Network, Youth Sports Mastery, The Rec Room, and Growing Leaders, plus our industry-leading newsletter, the weekly Parks and Rec Post, we're building a media platform made for the Parks and Rec community. And now, we're inviting strategic partners to co-create this story with us. As a partner, you'll gain 12 hours of annual live exposure, with custom shows highlighting your expertise, polished 60-second promos refined for maximum impact, year-round visibility with dozens of replays across our media network, premium features in our newsletter, and amplified social media reach across LinkedIn, X, and Facebook. This is your chance to educate, inspire, and lead, while connecting directly with the professionals who build, budget, and buy for their communities. This is DPRS Media Co. Let's build the future of Parks and Rec together.